Hello everyone, my name is Devin, and thank you for tuning to my channel, Devin's Mastermind. Okay, y'all, what I'm gonna get into today. At first, I thought, well, it's bad news for the teams like the Falcons and the Saints and the Panthers, and probably everybody else except for the Bucks. It's the reason why it's bad news is because, as we all know, Tom Brady just said he was returning for his 23rd season in the NFL. Now, of course, he's gonna play with Saints, and he played with last year and the other year before the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So when I hear this news, it saddens me because it's just like all you had to do. You didn't have to wait for 2 months to say, "Hey, I'm leaving I'm retiring from this game, and now you're gonna come back." Like, come on now. I mean, you could have had a set. I mean, if that's the case in Tom Brady, yes, you are a great quarterback, but I wish you just would. I mean, it's like you should have never brought out retiring because you didn't retire. Really, if you think about it. So either way, all right, Tom Brady, go ahead and we'll see what you can do. The Bucks are likely the championship favorites, and it's bad news. It's definitely, well, it's not really bad news for the Falcons because they're already horrible anyway. Them and the Panthers. Now the Saints are probably good too, but the Saints are good. But it's bad news for them because now it's now still the Bucks division. So it's bad news for the whole NFC South. Not the whole, but like 3/4 of it. And it's probably bad for the NFC too, because I mean, if you would ask me, the only team I think that's good in the NFC is the Rams, 49ers. Is the Rams and the 49ers, of course, the Bucks. And if the Cowboys, I feel like if they are, they're gonna have to try to win them a Super Bowl. And they're gonna get rid of Dak Prescott because the Cowboys have had. I mean, everybody expects them. I mean, to be the dynasty like they were back in the '90s and all that stuff. But otherwise, they haven't really been that good lately. And over the past half of a cent, I mean not half of a century, 1/4 of a century. Well, a little bit more than that, but either way, yeah, they haven't been looking good. So I feel like with the Cowboys, that defense was something else with that Michael Parsons dude and that who else? Michael Parsons, Trevon Diggs, who else? Gregory somebody, and then there was DeMarcus Lawrence. I think he's still there. I almost want to say, but then of course they traded Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns. I heard that news the other day. I'm just like, well, have fun with being with that team. But either way, yeah, the Cowboys, I feel like their defense did pretty good. But otherwise, for them to be good, they need to be good everywhere. You don't need to have a slump because, like, the year before, last year, it was the Cowboys' defense had questions. That defense turned into something new. But now I feel like if you're the Cowboys, Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. I feel like he's a good quarterback. He's an all right quarterback. He may not be like the best, but to me, he's been pretty decent as a Cowboys quarterback, and I feel like he has them the best chance to go to a Super Bowl. But either way, like I said, and of course it's the Cowboys division because the football team, not football team, the Commanders are, as you know, they changed their new name to the Washington Commanders. But either way, they're here looking for a quarterback. Eagles don't know what they're gonna do with Jalen Hurts, and then the Giants, they just horrible anyway too. So either way, yeah, if the Cowboys, I feel like the Cowboys are good quarterback wise. Running wise, I feel like Tony Pollard has kind of, because Ezekiel Elliott, he's kind of been quiet these past few years. So I feel like, and Tony Pollard's like a return specialist because he can do things. He can probably do a punt return, a kick return. We saw that when he had a 100-yard kick return against the Raiders. Um, he's a good running back. He can catch the ball decent. So either way, yeah, I feel like they might have to keep him long term as a running back. And then right receiver wise, now that they got rid of Amari Cooper, you got Michael Gallup, you got CeeDee Lamb, the one who made that famous catch against UCLA. I remember when he was playing with Oklahoma. So you got him. You might just need to get one more of a person. And otherwise, I think the Cowboys should be fine with going to the Super Bowl. So either way, I just want to get into that and say how that's the next stuff that I want to get into. Oh, as you know, the AFC is loaded with a lot of teams. The Broncos got when they got Russell Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know what happened or just what, but they kind of had a horrible year. I mean, their defense used to be good. Like I said, the Legion of Boom, but now, of course, it's been the Legion of Doom. And then the Seahawks, as you know, I mean, yeah, they had a horrible record, 7-10. So either way, it's good news probably for the Broncos, because now does that make them Super Bowl contenders? Now that I'm just gonna say no. But then you have it where some teams be shocking you, like the Bengals. If you'd asked me, not last year, but the year before, if you asked me the year before the Bengals, of course, I've been like, oh, the Bengals are still gonna be the stickiest team. They're still gonna be second for the past next 5 years. And then it's crazy what 1 year did. And now Joe Burrow, of course, is looking like he's a savior for the Cincinnati Bengals, because as you know, there's been a lot of graveyard shifts, graveyards of Bengals horrible quarterbacks, and they all rest in peace, because they're not even in the Ring of Honor or nothing. But either way, rest in peace to the quarterbacks who suck for the Cincinnati Bengals. But either way, Joe Burrow got him right back to the Super Bowl. They lost by 3 points, but either way, he's the god of Cincinnati. Well, I'm not gonna say that because nobody's not God, no, but he's the god of the Cincinnati Bengals. Is what I'm gonna say. He's the god of them. I mean, yeah, we all know that. Yeah, the Bengals I think are pretty good, but like I said, it's just crazy what a year can do. Because like I said, if you would ask me, I would have said, oh, the Browns are gonna do good. They've been the same old Browns we all been seeing for the past ever since Jerome Brown left. Either way, so yeah, they will probably never be good. They'll probably never even go to a Super Bowl, let alone even win one, because they haven't been doing it. They can't do it. And the only last time they won it was in 1964. I mean, if I'm a fan, you might as well just go ahead and tank your team. Make your team not be a team no more, because, first of all, who wants to see you sucking for the past 50 years? Nobody don't want to see that. That's half of a century. Who wants to see you sucking for 50 years? Almost 50. Well, not almost 50. About 58 years. So either way, nobody doesn't want to see that. If that's the case, then like I said, go ahead, get y'all's bags and leave. Go back to the plane wherever y'all came. Go back to the dog pound. Y'all, I see why they should call y'all the underdog pound, because y'all suck. Y'all under everybody else. You're definitely under the city of Cincinnati, because you got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincinnati Bearcats, but you ain't got no Cleveland team really. So either way, like I'm just saying, yeah, y'all might as well go ahead, go back to the underdog pound and all that stuff, and the suck like y'all always do. So, okay. What else was I about to say? Next up, I wanted to get into. As y'all know, the famous Khalil Mack, he of course played for Buffalo at college. Then he went to the. Hold on, y'all got a code. So next up, I want to get into you. As y'all know, Khalil Mack, he went to the Raiders. Then he went to the Bears, because he was with the Raiders. That's who he got drafted from. Then he, of course, I heard news this past week, when a day or two ago, I heard he's now a Los Angeles Chargers kind of dude. So now they should probably be called a famous name. I think they should be called the Lightning Bolt defense. Because not just that, you got Joey Bosa, who played for Ohio State. His younger brother is Nick Bosa. He plays for the 49ers. But either way, you got Joey Bosa. He's a really good defensive guy. Then you had Khalil Mack. The Chargers already have a good offense in Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's a really good quarterback. I feel like he's the next Brett Favre, I would say, but probably better. Or Troy Aikman, somebody. He's somewhere in that category, because the Chargers, I mean, he's had 2 seasons left. I think last year he broke like records for the Chargers. Because, the Chargers have always been a downfall. They haven't really been a good team ever, except for when they went to the Super Bowl and played the Chargers and got their butts kicked. But either way, yeah. Chargers, you got him. You got a good running back in Austin Eckler. He can mess you up with the pass when he catches the ball too. He can score. Obviously, we all know that any running back could really do that if they put their minds to it. But not to say you got him. You got Mike Williams, wide receiver. He's a really good wide receiver. Who else you got? You got somebody else. But either way, I felt like now with Khalil Mack, that makes the Chargers maybe now. I would say this. I mean, The Chiefs are probably still gonna be better, but either way, you got. Sorry, y'all. You got the Raiders. You know they're pretty good. They're not pretty. Well, they went to the playoffs. They're okay. They're not great, but they're okay. But either way, I feel like that AFC West is gonna be loaded. And then with the Broncos, I still don't think they're really gonna be that great. They might. Either way, they got Russell Wilson, so I feel like that makes the AFC West a packed conference, a packed AFC West conference. So, like I said, I just think it's still the Chiefs, Chargers division, the Raiders and the Broncos. Probably the Raiders are probably right there, and then the Broncos after. But either way, I think that's going to be a really good conference to be in. And like I said, of course, Khalil Mack, one of the best defensive. Not probably now he's better than Aaron Donald. I'm not saying that Aaron Donald, we all know some the greatest defensive players ever played the game, but Khalil Mack, I feel like, has proved to himself if he can sack people like he always does and win the Super Bowl, I feel like, it's right. Him and Aaron Donald are both right there to win the championship anyway. Like I said, that just makes the Chargers more of a threat in the AFC, and I think they can maybe make it to the Super Bowl and win it. So, yeah. And next up, I want to get into March Madness. As y'all know, the brackets came out for the men's. The women's supposed to be coming on at 8 o'clock tonight. But either way, the men's I saw, I don't know, it's some of the teams because it's like 256 teams playing, plus 4 makes it 260 or a few of them or whoever. But either way, yeah, that came out. I saw a few of my teams like Providence supposed to be. I don't know who's supposed to be playing who because there's so many teams. But either way, I feel like I said, Gonzaga can be a good threat. Baylor can be a good threat. We all know Arizona can probably be a good threat. Kansas can be a good threat. Kentucky can be really good. Tennessee. And then I feel like the next up is like with Tennessee, they fall into the line of not maybe making it to the championship, but they fall into the line of being a really good team, maybe to make it to the Final Four because Tennessee, as y'all know, won the SEC conference title, and they got a pretty good old defense. So either way, I think they'll be pretty good. They maybe can make it. But like those other teams I named, Gonzaga, and of course, as y'all know the rest. I feel like they're pretty good. And I feel like those are the teams we all know that win the championship. Now, Gonzaga, you look at it, you're like, okay, ever since Mark Few took them over back in 1999, they've been a really great team. Gonzaga and Villanova rhyme each other because you don't hear nothing about them in their football. I don't really think. I know Villanova has a football team, but I don't know. I don't think Gonzaga has ever had a football team. I think they just got basketball, of course. But either way, those teams remind each other because they're blue bloods and they're both a non-power 5. Well, they're technically a non-power 5 school, but then at the same time, they're both in the Division 1. But either way, it's like a small college. They play like they're one of the best colleges to ever go to and who you want to play for. But either way, like I said, Mark Few taking the jump in 1999, Gonzaga's been a number 1 seed like 9 or 10 times. They've been a really good basketball team. And I feel like they can win a championship this year because they get to it and then they lose it. They're on to national championships. They need to at least make it 1 and 2 because I feel like Gonzaga, they're fit to win. They're fit to win back. They could have been, if you think about it, Gonzaga's fit to win back-to-back national championships. Very few can say that, but I feel like for teams, but I feel like they're like an Alabama because they're like an Alabama, but in basketball, because I feel like they can win championships back-to-back. Very few teams can do that. We all know that. And then next up, I want to get into Coach K and Duke. As y'all know, Duke's kind of in a little bit of a rough spot these past few weekends. So either way, they lost to North Carolina in Coach K's last game. So you lose to your rival. And then you lose your head coach's last home game because it's been with the program since 1980. The year before, 1980. And of course, my mom was born in 1981, so that's how long he's been there. But either way, he sucks. He sucks. I don't know why I said that. But either way, Duke sucks. Is what I meant to say. Duke sucks because they just lost to Virginia Tech. You let this dude from Virginia Tech named Hunter Couture. This man just erupts for 31 points on y'all, and y'all lose. And I'm not trying to say I don't feel like Duke's fit to win a championship, honestly, because Duke, they're good. I mean, they're good, but they're not good as the past teams that I've seen. Like, yeah, they didn't only lost a 5-6 game, well, 6 games, of course, but I feel like, okay, yeah, that Palo, whatever Vancaro dude is really good. AJ Griffin got Theo John, but I feel like they're not gonna ever be on the top, like as you had it when you had Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, Christian Lattner, JJ Redick, so many other dudes. I would have named, but I don't know. But there's so many of them. And either way, I think they just don't match up to past Duke teams. Like the last time Duke won the championship was in 2015. They beat Wisconsin by 5 points in the national championship. But I feel like this Duke team, I feel like they can go home. They can go home in the second round if not the Sweet 16. So yeah, I just want to say that. But I feel like if Duke, Coach K has at least go to the Sweet 16. That's most like the famous, like when you get to see fun basketball, because the first round, second round, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four national championship. And I feel like at least for him, he's the winningest coach of all time. I felt like what I'm trying to say is for him to have a great legacy. I feel like he has to do this one last time, make it to the Sweet 16 and lose. That's all you gotta do. You ain't gotta do nothing else, because you done brought 5 national championships to do, 12 Final Four appearances. So either way, yeah, he's done a great job. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's the winningest coach of all time, like I said. So there's no doubt about all of that, because it has so many great accolades. And you got great players in basketball and the NBA. So, like you said, he'll definitely be in Duke's Hall of Fame. Duke is one of the greatest basketball programs ever played. Now I didn't mean to say great. UCLA is probably better, because we got the famous Kareem. Kareem went there,
right?
And like I said, UCLA, when they had head coach John Wooden, he won 11 national championships with UCLA from like 1960 something to like 1970, and they kept going. UCLA would knock you out.
Really?
That's how good they were. That's how good UCLA was. Better than and now they were good a few years ago. Years like 10 to 5, maybe 6, 7, 8. And they were good, of course. They went to the Final Four last year, played Gonzaga, lost against a buzzer beater from Jalen Suggs, who's now an NBA player for Orlando Magic. But either way, UCLA's they've been decent. They've been pretty decent. But they kind of had it where they did take a step back. But otherwise than that, we all know UCLA, they've been one of the greatest basketball teams. They're just like, when I say Alabama, I feel like Gonzaga, because they all can win now. But otherwise, the net UCLA is probably Alabama in basketball, because they won so many. They didn't have the most national championships and all that. So the way I just want to say, yeah, all that. And I'm supposed to say, I don't know if there's one more thing we need to talk about before I go. Either way, I just want to say. I also want to say this. I know on my list, I have one of my episodes. I know a lot of folks are gonna be like, for the NBA list, where's Dwayne Wade? Who else? Where's Dwayne Wade and where is Klay Thompson? Now, I didn't know that Klay Thompson and Steph Curry were both the Splash Brothers. I didn't know that. And the thing is, the reason why I didn't know that, because Klay Thompson was hurt for the past 2 years before he came back. So, of course, I wasn't going to know to put his name on there. Of course, I would have known to put Steph Curry's name on there, but I wouldn't have known to put Klay Thompson on there. So, either way, I wanted to say don't judge me, but either way, I just wanted to say, yeah, he's one of the greatest NBA players of all time. Yeah, he's probably Steph Curry. I just should have wrote on that list if I would have had known before, called the Splash Brothers. And then that stuff, Dwayne Wade, he was really good, the one that was wearing those weird pants that I remember everybody was talking about. So I remember hearing about that, I think somewhere, I don't know what source it was, but yeah, I'm sure everybody knows, my mom probably knows. Either way, he's a really good basketball player. He's a 3-time NBA champion. And yeah, he won. Yeah, he was a really good player for Marquette. But either way, he's a really good ball player. Now if he didn't retire a few years ago, I definitely would have had put him in the list of one of the all-time greats. Then he retired, and then there's so many greats in the NBA. It don't make no sense. Of course, how is I not gonna put him on there? Either way, I just want to say congratulations to him. He's on my list. So just in case y'all like, well, damn it, now you put who I want to put on the list. I already did it by saying it with my words. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That's what's coming out of my mouth. Dwayne Wade and Klay Thompson. I forgot about them, but hey, they're really good. They're great. And yeah, that's it. So anyway, I just want to say bye, and I also want to get to shout out to all my peeps, my homies, my supporters. Happy birthday to my aunt Sue, of course, and then who else? My coaches and everything else. And yeah, that's about it. I just want to say bye, y'all.